Hey everyone, this is Pat, and on day 10 of my cross-country road trip, I finally reached the Pacific Ocean and drive up the coast through Los Angeles to meet up with Juan Perez, who I did a Zoom call video with last year, and check out his custom red Prowler, which has won many awards in lots of LA car shows. After my visit with Patrick Gilbert the day before, I spent the night in Carlsbad, just minutes away from the Pacific Ocean. As usual, my Prowler attracted a few fans. But I couldn't stay long as my next stop was the town of La Palma, southeast of downtown LA, not too far from Disneyland, to see the house I lived in between the ages of 5 and 8 years old. The house didn't look much like I remembered it, and of course the street seemed so much smaller than it did when I was a kid. There's my old house. My old house doesn't look anything like I remember it, but that's it. Finally made it. Now on to see Juan. Next stop was the town of Port Hueneme to meet up with Juan to finally see his Prowler up close. Oh wow, you got your tires all slicked up. Mine haven't had that done in a while, so they're kind of overdue. I mean, look at it even looks like the bottom. I mean, the tread area is actually almost looks slick. I don't know how oh, you got it all. The thing is, right here on this edge, if you look at my tires, they're starting to get kind of, there's like a wear. It's starting to wear. Right. I don't know, it's starting to get kind of it's kind of brown, and I don't know if that's normal or not, but all of them are doing it. So I don't think I've got an alignment issue because they're all got the same.
Yeah, because I mean the car is pretty wide, and what I like to do with these tires, and I picked that up from the guys. I'm talking about guys that have $1 million cars.
Mm-hmm.
They like to rub down the tires with alcohol, and then they put the armor on.
Okay. Now this wasn't on here last time I was here.
No, actually it was. That's
it was?
the trailer.
Oh, that's the thing. Oh, see,
that's
for the bike.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. I just didn't look. I was remembering the bike on it,
so,
but I never saw it without the bike on it.
What you do is you lift this up. And then you fold this up.
Oh wow. Okay.
And it locks the wheels in place.
Okay. So this is okay, but now is this is designed being that that's basically almost like a bicycle. This is really meant for bicycles, but that worked with it because
yeah, but this is meant for a heavy duty bicycle.
Heavy duty bicycle. Okay,
so
it's
because of the electric bikes and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not coming in at 20 pounds. They're coming in at 40 pounds.
Right. So how much does your bike weigh?
That's looking at about 60.
About 60 pounds.
But this actually is designed to hold 2 bikes.
Okay.
And it's got a locking mechanism. So let's say you had a bicycle, you should put the bike in there, and it locks right up against your tire.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I'll tell you, I've had many people ask me about one of these. I've had multiple people send me notes saying, can you let me know how I can get a weekender? I said, good luck.
They don't make them.
Because they don't make them anymore, and if you can find somebody who's willing to give theirs up, which doesn't happen very often, because once somebody has one of these,
you need it. It's just like your trailer. Are you kidding?
well, yeah, stand out. Well, yeah. Now I could not live in just that for this trip that I did.
No.
But for smaller trips, this is great. I mean, I would agree that it'd be nice to have that.
And this thing's American made. This thing's made in Wisconsin, which was.
Yep, I remember the one up now. I remember when you were showing me
Yeah.
that before. That name on there. So I saw somebody else in my trip that also has the Borla exhaust that you've got, and because they had the cat on the side and they didn't realize that was part of the Borla actually. Actually, that was part of their design.
They sure did.
They put that on there because they got the car that already had it on it, and they didn't realize.
One of the guys from Malibu Cars and Coffee gave me these.
I remember you showing me
the
that.
Ferrari shoes.
Ferrari shoes.
The racing ones. Yeah, but I carry everything in there, like for the car shows, whatnot.
Yeah.
Now you can hook up. What I like about the trailer hitch is you can hook up a basket too. You don't need the weekender.
Oh yeah. I've seen people where they got it's like a metal tray, so to speak.
Exactly.
And there's actually. They were made for the car. There was one designed with that because then it had a big bag that would attach to it. It actually had the Prowler and embroidered on it and everything. So.
But if you want to go on the cheap, you can always go to Harbor Freight, just buy the cage, hook it up to the trailer, and there you go. You can go anywhere you want.
Yep.
Strap down suitcases.
Yep. Oh, now is this new? Did you add this insignia?
Oh no, it was always there.
That was always there. I don't remember that.
Well, I
one.
put it in there, but I've had
No,
it
but I
for
don't.
years.
Okay, I guess some reason I don't remember that when we were doing it before. So, I do like your seats though.
Yeah.
If I did that on mine though, it would almost be too much yellow. I think it might be a little bit too bright. But the red is a little more subtle and it's nicer.
Sure.
Yeah, the embroidery on there is really nice. And this is kind of neat too. Did you put that on there?
Yeah.
Now, is that something where did you buy that from?
I didn't buy it. There's a guy here in Oxnard.
Okay.
And he makes vinyl stickers. He can do anything.
Oh, that's right. You told me that.
Yeah, you custom sizes. You just give him a picture of what you want.
Okay.
And he'll do it. He did the ones for the Indian motorcycle too.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I've seen those because.
I've seen the ones on sale, but they're smaller.
Yeah, because I've seen Jerry Johnson, which I saw in Tucson, had something similar in his car, but they're down here on the panels here, right in front of the plastic here on the fender. It's right down there, and it's the same idea. They put that word there with the cat logo with it, and it was a decal like that.
Right.
But he got them they were on the car when he got it, so didn't know how he originally did it.
What I really like is what they're doing with hydro dipping, because I had this hydro dip.
Oh yeah.
And everybody thinks it's carbon fiber.
Oh, of course they do. Yeah, we all know better, but yeah, that does look real though. I mean you can fool a lot of people with that.
Yeah.
Oh, and you did it here too. And you did it here too.
No, that's just vinyl, but you can tell the difference.
This looks a little different than that. Yeah.
Exactly. That looks really authentic. Like here, I trimmed this. I mean, this piece right here.
Yep.
Balance.
Oh yeah.
It looks okay, but you know what? I'm gonna take it apart and I'm gonna have it dipped, hydro dipped.
Okay. So this is like this panel over here.
Exactly.
Not the one around the radio.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the hydro dipping, wow! I mean, it really makes a big difference.
Now, who put the Mopar in the middle of your center cap?
I did.
You did that? Now, is your center cap got the well? Because there's a little bit of an indent. Okay, so
These center caps are a pain in the ass because they have that wire.
do you still have the wire in this one?
Yep, I
You
sure
don't
do.
have the big ring in there to make it better. You know what those are, right?
Yeah, one of the guys from who had a Prowler, his caps are really loose.
Yep.
And he says, yours are pretty tight. Did you buy that modified? I said, no. He says, so how did you do that? I told him crazy glue and baking soda. I said, when the plastic cap break.
Okay, so the little ring is still there, but you tried.
You don't just crazy glue, you have to put baking soda on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an accelerator, and it makes it about 10 times stronger. A
Okay.
trick I learned from aerospace when I used to work in aerospace.
Okay. Because what I was wondering is, this looks like it's recessed in a little bit. Did you change when you put this on here? Is that just stuck on the outside, or is there?
It's just adhesive.
It's just adhesive. Okay.
Basically a sticker.
Oh, okay. But if you pull this off, you have still. The only problem with that big ring under there that I have on mine is that they do kind of pop out a little bit, and you have to really pound them in there, and sometimes they're hard to get off.
Right.
But they're not likely to pop off again, though.
I got to level with you. I am going to upgrade them eventually because you can only patch it up and fix it so many times.
Yeah, the old ring that was in there was.
They're atrocious.
They're bad. It is nice to be able to do. It's weird now being here looking at the car after while you were using the camera before. I've done this on a couple other people too, where I got to see them just like you through video and didn't get to actually see the car in person until now. Yeah, so yours looks a lot nicer and cleaner inside than mine does.
Well, like I said before, it's because of the car show
Yeah.
thing. They really grade you on how clean the car is.
Mm-hmm.
I lost an award because of a bumblebee that was in the radiator. You can believe that.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that tells you how strict they are. And then with the exposed suspension, they'll go in there and they'll look at it. And
They'll look at the back of the wheel and make sure everything's totally clean there. Yeah. Have you ever considered getting yours chromed? To get the suspension chromed?
Actually, that's what I'm gonna do next.
You want to do that next?
That you mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my
Now,
next step.
okay, because there's cheap ways to do it, and then there's the right way to do it. I mean, there's some where they literally are just like caps that go around these,
Right.
and that's the cheap way to do it.
Right.
To actually get it chromed properly, there are some people that still do it. I don't know how many still do it, and it's obviously expensive, but they would really want you to take the whole wheel off, and not just when I say the wheel, I mean, all the, not just the wheel, everything goes with it too.
Oh, sure.
Because they chrome everything back here as well. I mean, they chrome the entire thing. Now, admittedly, when you still have the bumpers, you don't see it as much. People that have the bumpers removed, the chrome kind of shows up a little nicer because it's not blocked by it. But I like the fact that you were able to get your bumpers painted. I'd like on mine to get them painted, not yellow but black, just sort of shiny black.
Sure.
So it doesn't have that plastic. I would like the contrast black to yellow. But unfortunately in the back, I've already got the inserts into the letters, and then I would ruin that. There's no way they could paint unless I redid that over again. Yeah, so yours is just so nice and clean. But again, now how many miles you got on this again?
Now I got about 35.
35, okay. So you're still higher mileage, but it also hasn't been on a long trip like mine has.
Right.
So, but I also haven't cleaned mine in a while.
Well, it's like the weather here. I mean, look at it. It's the way it is. And like when you were saying it must get hot over there. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know. I remember thinking.
The ocean. We get the ocean.
I noticed that too on my way here. Once I got out to get gas, I'm like, wow, it's actually kind of cooled off. Because what I did was I put the top down once as I was heading, when I got off the freeway heading to where my old house was in La Palma. Once I got off there and I was able to pull over, I put the top down because it was getting pretty warm by that point. And I kept it down all the way here because on the freeways, all the signs say that your speed limit is 55 if you're an auto towing a trailer. So I am. So I went ahead and just, I didn't go usually more than 60 just to be safe. And so I was able to keep the top down because it wasn't really going that fast. But yeah, I was surprised that it's just apparently a California thing.
I'm telling you, man. California has its issues.
Yeah.
Look at the gas. Look how much you're paying for gas.
Okay. Well, here was, it was 3 something, I think a bit. Yeah. But when I was down in Carlsbad, $4.55.
Yep. I believe it.
I paid because I got premium. I'm paying premium, which just added to it. So, yeah.
Well, it's like this piece right here broke. And
which piece?
This piece right here.
This whole piece here.
Yeah. And it's kind of hilarious.
When you say it broke, what actually broke on it?
What ended up happening was when I was putting the top down, because normally when I put the top down, I just lay it in there. But I had it up a little bit because I was cleaning, and then it came down hard. And that little thing that goes in here, the peg, the steel one, ended up hitting the plastic piece.
Oh, okay.
Just broke it in half.
Okay, well, this piece insert, I've seen people replace these.
They're cheap.
Yeah, I thought you meant the whole piece around it.
Well, that too.
Oh, that broke too.
Yeah.
Okay, so these I haven't seen people replace these before. I've not had to replace mine yet.
They're super because it's a parts bin. All the convertibles use that same latch.
Oh, okay.
On a Chrysler product. So when
really?
I ordered,
okay.
well, I was getting nightmares.
Well, not this. Well, just that middle piece. This is probably unique. That piece is unique, right?
$25, brand new.
Really?
That's it.
Okay.
It shocked the hell out of me. I mean, this one guy had a Mercedes-Benz SLR convertible. He's, I had the same thing happen on my car. I said, how much was that piece? Oh, $500. That's it. I'm glad you have $500 laying around. I don't.
Wow.
But these guys have deep pockets, And then when I started looking at the part, looked it up, and they said, "Oh no, that's a parts bin part."
I wanted to see this okay. This is when you were showing me these inserts. These are nice because it's fabric. You got a little bit of the fabric in here, which is sharp. I do like that because mine is just it's a fiberglass piece that's in there.
Right.
But is the piece itself that is wrapped around fiberglass, and they just wrapped the fabric around it?
The upholsterer did everything. So,
okay, so
I've never popped that piece out.
Okay, but so, he didn't. This is on top of whatever was there,
exactly.
right? Okay.
So
because he actually got this nice and tight. Where mine, when I put them on, there is somewhat of a gap on mine. It just doesn't. It was a Prowler store thing. Unfortunately, I got what I paid for. And the thing is, it came with these little adhesive strips in the back that you peel off, which were useless because they would never stick.
Sure.
So I ended up getting that 2-stage epoxy, where you have the 2 tubes and you squirt it together and you mix it together.
Sure.
And then it binds it, and I put that in the whole back of it and use that instead. Because their little strips were not going to do anything. And unfortunately, it wasn't an exact fit, so I've got a little bit of a gap in mine. He did a good job on this one. This is fitting. Looks more like it belongs there than mine does. I mean, even the inside of your doors are clean. Mine are getting nasty. One thing I didn't bring is any tire shine. I should get mine.
Oh, don't worry about it. I got
I was gonna say maybe I could put a little bit on mine so
oh yeah.
see how long it lasts for the trip home.
And then, like I said, these are 3/15.
Oh, that's right. You got the 315s. That's right. Which well, the 315 tires, but it's still the 295 wheel, right? That's still the original wheel, right?
Yeah, still the original wheel. I was talking, one of the guys that actually is our club president, he runs a tire shop, and I was asking him, hey, what do you think about this 315, the original 295? And then he says, don't worry about it. I said, well, I'm asking you, you're professional.
Yeah.
He says, well, let me tell you something. That's actually the same tire that they use on a lot of exotics, including the BMW X5, I think. Okay. The M series.
Okay.
And he says that's a sub. That's a sub-rated tire. So it's made for towing, excessive weight. The Prowler doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah.
It weighs nothing. You're not going to be putting any excessive load on this vehicle whatsoever. He said you're not going to have any issue. That tire is way overrated. Plus, it's a run flat.
Oh, that's right. Your rears are run flat.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he says, so it's a very burly tire. The sidewalls have no give.
Well, says, okay. So that's why your donut comes in handy a bit there. Okay. See, mine has got a little bit of give because I'm able to. It's not a run flat.
So so you mine a really nice ride.
Mine is So I may or may not need the donuts anyway. But all 4 of my tires are regular tires. But that means I've been having to keep an eye on the pressure the whole time.
Sure.
But I mean, I've hit some bumps hard enough that I know, that if I didn't have, and I decrease the pressure. I don't have them like a 35. I keep them like a 28 on all 4 tires, so it has a little bit more give to it.
You're still having problems with the monitor, right? Have you thought about just changing the monitor underneath the dash?
Well, that is the next thing that could be done. Now the monitor, there's a control monitor.
Take the dash out?
I have not tried it myself, but I know that there is basically when I took it to the dealer, and because I have new sensors in the tires, and they were aftermarket ones, he still couldn't get it to talk to it. And so that easy? You could just pop it up.
Yeah, it's that easy.
I didn't want to try it. I don't want you to break anything.
You're not gonna break it. I've done this a million times.
Well, I still don't want to do it on mine.
No. I'm going to show you how you do it though, real quick.
All right.
You get these at Harbor Freight for like $5.
Okay.
And they're plastic. That way you don't scratch, gouge, anything.
Do you need to pop it over on the other side too?
Yeah.
Now, now you got your tachometer is blocking you a little bit.
Oh, just a little bit. Not much.
So you can get it out from around that.
Oh yeah.
And you gotta lower the wheel down. Oh, there we go. Now you have room.
There you go.
Okay.
That's it.
Wow.
And there's your monitor right there. So you'd probably be easier.
Oh wait, this is it right here.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Oh, okay. So I always wondered where it was. But the thing is, the guy told me was that unfortunately I would have to still get all the sensors that I put in the tires replaced with another set of sensors that go with that. Right. So I already used the money, in labor and replacement of all the sensors as it is, and you have to find another sensor that would work, with it. Now,
does your light still come on? Is your light on?
Oh yeah, the light's still on. I have the low tire light on.
So there's a trick. You get black tape.
I know the black tape stuff. I know the black tape idea.
Once you take this off.
It's not a big deal to me. I'm okay with seeing the low tire light. But that's where it is. Okay. I didn't realize it was that easy. I mean, it was that straightforward that they put it right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, if it comes down to it, that's what I would do. I would probably have to then. I just didn't want. I was hoping to be able to make the sensors that I put in there work at some point, but my tech at my dealer, he's done all the work on my car, and he tried his out, and he said it just could not get it. Basically, still kept. Chrysler, or? Do I?
No. Your tech.
He at the dealer, he was like their specialty car guy. Meaning he only worked on the Vipers, the Hellcats, that sort of thing.
Wow, awesome.
So he only worked on those kind of cars. So he's the only one that's ever done any work on my car. And that's what he recommended. That I'd probably have to get that replaced in there, and probably get the only the 2002s had the 433 megahertz sensors in them, whereas all the other models had 315, which is an older style that nobody really uses anymore. So if they were to give me that, it would probably be a 455 megahertz style.
And I would imagine it'd be a lot smaller. See the size of that thing?
Yeah, I know.
But then that was back in what, 97?
20 years ago or more. Yeah. Yeah, because yours is a 2000, right?
2000.
Yeah. I just confirmed myself when I saw your rear view mirror has a display in it. That's the giveaway. Because people will do things with the bumpers and other things to kind of hide it, but that's usually a giveaway.
Right.
As to what year it was.
Yeah, you're right, because
99s didn't have them.
Yeah, Tony has a 99, and he doesn't have all the accessories that the mirror does.
Yep.
Starting 2000.
And but the bumpers are a little harder to tell because they're switching over to the black bumpers partway. So some 99s might have black bumpers to begin with.
Right.
So if people see the bumper, if you see gray, yeah, it's probably 99. Sure. But if it's not, it might still be 99.
Sure.
That's something I learned when somebody showed me theirs. Turned out they actually had a 99 and it didn't look like it to me because they had the black bumpers.
You know, it's such a quirky car because I got to level with you. I really thought I was going to have a lot of problems with the maintenance on it. You know, getting to certain areas and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty damn easy. Like I said before, the fuel pump. Oh my God. If they wouldn't have, that I had made.
Yeah.
And you just lift up that carpet flap.
Yeah. Oh, right. It's there. Yeah.
Right
there's actually there's a hole right there under the carpet, access to the because the tank is right there.
Right.
So the pump, it makes sense that they provided an access point.
I was thinking the worst. You had to take the whole rear end apart just to get to a fuel pump.
Yeah.
But no, you don't have to do that.
Well, most any other car though, your fuel tank is right underneath the car, whereas this one is pretty much, if it wasn't, it's
on top of the transmission.
It's on top of the transmission.
Yeah. And you mentioned something else that I thought I was the only one that had that problem.
What?
You go to certain fuel pumps, and you know what? You have problem putting fuel in the car.
I normally don't have a problem, but I did have a problem. Was it just the one I was just at? One of the other. Well, you guys in California have those special pumps with the big thing on the end to push it in to prevent the fumes from coming out. Yep. And I already had a couple of them that I've done where it wants to keep snapping off because I think it's not getting the feedback properly. It's not registering it properly and getting, and I think it's that thing that they put on the end of of your pump, which was the first time I got one. I came up with one, I was like, what in the world? And then I realized, oh, I know what this is. It's probably their way to make sure none of the fumes leak out.
It's like when I replaced the transmission sensors in the back. That was quick. I mean, I was in shock. I thought, man, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I've got new ones. Yeah, so I've got new ones in mine now. After I learned, when I wrote up, talking about my trip to the people on the POA, and they sent me first couple things people said, "Do you have new sensors?" I'm like, I don't know. So
they're cheap.
I went to my local O'Reilly's auto store, and they had a set there already, and it was a few bucks each. And unfortunately, I tried to get in underneath the car and trying to see how I could do it. And thanks to surgery that I had in my neck many years ago, I put myself under there and trying to look around, and all of a sudden I'm like, and my neck it was not comfortable. So if it does happen, I've got my old set with me. They're in the trailer if I need it. But now that I've got the new ones in there, I'm hoping I'm good for the rest of the trip. It hasn't been a problem yet. So, but I don't want to be on the side of the road replacing them, honestly.
No,
I hope I don't want to.
You know what? You just pull over some truck stop because it'll go into limp mode, worst case scenario.
Well, right.
It'll get you there. And you don't even have to jack up the car.
No, you don't. I mean, it helps if you did. It helps if you did. I mean, it gives you a little more room, but you technically don't need to do it.
And so, I mean, if you took it to a transmission shop, who knows? They probably charge you an arm and a leg because that's what they do. But that's really a quick fix. And then, like when the alternator went out of this car, I just took out the side panels, popped the little seat, and went at it.
Now, when the alternator went out, when was that?
Oh, that's when I first got the car.
Really?
I probably had the car about 2 months, and I was cruising, and then I hear this windy sound.
Yeah.
And literally, the armature in the middle of it broke.
Where was it at?
Right here.
That's it. Oh yeah, that's right there. Okay.
And the car wasn't charging. So I went ahead and took off these 3 bolts, removed it. I'm like, wow, I could do this myself. And all kinds of room once you open the sides up.
Yep.
And the more you learn about the quirkiness of this car, it's not that bad. Escobar, whoever criticizes parts bins cars, Jay Leno himself said parts bin isn't a bad thing. You know,
right.
you can find the parts; they're inexpensive and they work.
Yep. And there's plenty of not parts bins, part bin parts on this car. There's plenty of unique stuff on it, but but I mean the whole engine, but the whole engine, you can get a whole timing belt kit for it easily because that engine, millions of those engines were made.
Sure.
So.
And like I said before, I mean it's been a fun car to work on, and I haven't had any major issues or complaints or concerns with it.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm noticing you still have the longer mud flap on yours, so yours is at a higher risk. That you've never had it bump on anything.
Speed bumps. That's about it.
Just speed bumps. Okay. I've got the shorter ones on mine that Tom Mills made.
Actually, I've been thinking about getting this.
It gives you a little bit more comfort level that it's not because I've come close. Now the thing is, they're not. I don't know how breakaway they are. Like if you were to hit a bump good, if it would hurt the fender at all, or would it come loose? Because there's you got the 3 bolts down here that hold it in, and I saw a photo of one other person's car, and he literally had bolts on the outside of the fender, holding on his all professionally looking, like you want to make it all nice and neat looking, but they were such big bolts that multiple people saw that and said, well, if you do hit a bump hard, the mud flap is not going to take the brunt of that. It's going to absorb all the way up into that fender, and your whole fender is probably going to could potentially be damaged.
Right.
Whereas if you have just smaller bolts on there, they'll break away more likely, and you're only going to lose your mud flap and not the whole fender. So when we saw that, everybody's kind of going, whoa, wait a minute, that might look nice, but you probably just made it worse.
Yeah.
I'm sure whoever did it didn't think that way, but that was what everybody's thinking was, and I had to agree with them on that. So there's lots more of my visit with Juan coming up in my next episode. See you next time.